Hi everybody. How are y'all doing today? Sorry about missing out on last week. I had to take care of some things. Hopefully those things will not come back to bite me later. But I have returned, ready for more JRPG goodness. Last time, the party went to Eastval's forest to revive the Genesis tree there. Ran into Songi. He has a new Seru. It's weird though. He summoned some out-of-depth monsters to try to kill us. Did not succeed. Then we revived the Genesis tree in Eastval's forest. Regrouped back at the monastery. And because we had revived all the Genesis trees in the Drake Kingdom, they all combined their powers to clear enough of a path for us to reach the mist generator in the center of the region. So we stormed the place, ran into Songi again. He tried to fight Gala by himself, got his butt kicked. We made it to the deepest levels of the dungeon, found Zeto there, kicked his butt, destroyed the mist generator, and now we're off to the Sepicus Islands, the second region of the game. Let's not waste any more time. I'm itching to get back to this video game that I like. Also, hopefully I sound better this time. Turns out last week, and probably the week before, I had my mic set to figure 8 instead of cardioid, so I was picking up the game's audio like twice, which is why there was some weird echoey feedbacky nonsense. If you go watch the YouTube archive that I put up. So hopefully that's not gonna happen again. But in the meantime, let's bring up the map and see where we are. The ancient water cave is where we came from on our way to this place. There seems to be a town vaguely northwest of here. North of that, there's another town. I think that place in the center is Octam. While we were in the ancient water cave, the whole party was visited in their dreams by this mysterious being called Hari, who told us to come to Octam in the center of the Sepicus Islands to learn some stuff. So we'll make our way there eventually. Over in the far northwest, we have another town with a mountain behind it, and there's this thing in this little stretch of peninsula. That seems a little suspicious. There's these weird ruins-y looking place in the northeast. And there's these weird things, pillars, all over the region. It seems like they're all on a path, but what that's for, if anything, remains to be seen. Okay, we got our bearings. Time to go. Alright, time for some new enemies. Including an upgrade to the poison fly thing, I think that's what it was called from the previous region, and a new ogre. Ogre enemies, alright. I'll do that. Oh, sweet. And yeah, I'll just have y'all do that. Gala should finish it off on his turn. That's a big chunk of damage. I don't like that at all. No thank you. Nice. Don't have to deal with the Death Wings in this fight. Oh, I don't like that at all. We need to take care of this dude straight away before he murders us with his attack buff. I forgot they could do that. It's been kind of a hot minute since I've played this game before streaming it. I'm gonna... Actually, you know what I'm gonna do instead? It's been a hot minute, so I'm going to learn a new art. I'm gonna do it with everybody, in fact. Actually, I can't do it with Gala. He doesn't have the agility for it, so I'll just have him Spirit. How sweet is that? I enjoy it anyway. And a double uppercut to finish it off. Excellent. I was doing some research in the downtime between streams on this game, and it turns out that the party has like way more voice clips in battle in the original Japanese version of the game. They just like truncated a bunch of them for the US release. I don't know why. Like the localization team already didn't record an English voice track for this game. I don't know why they didn't just leave all of the Japanese voices in instead of just some of it. It's confusing, but whatever. But more importantly, there's a Genesis tree here, which is good because everyone in this town is basically a zombie. Before we investigate that tower, we want to look at the rest of the town first. Poor guy. Where are we exactly? So we're in Jeremi. There's a general store east of us, a tourist hotel to the northwest, and then the Sky Gardens, which I'm assuming is the big tower to the far north. Fair enough. I'm impressed that somebody took the time to just type that out by hand. I wonder what that said in the original Japanese. I don't think you can run into encounters in buildings, but I don't know that for sure. I'm just gonna root around here for items. I thought for sure there was something in here. Maybe I was mistaken. As I am with so many things. Alright, nothing there. And I'll tell you what is here though. More new monsters. Oh, spikefish. Okay, so we can get an item later on in the game called the spikefish flute. And what that does is it lets you instantly run from any non-boss encounter. We can use the spikefish flute for a couple of fun glitches, but I'll show those off later. Right now, everybody needs AP. Okay, actually, you can Thunder Punch. Vana Noah can Spirit. I don't like the sounds of that attack. I'm guessing that does what it says it does. Oh, nice. We can take it out in one Thunder Punch. I like that. Alright. These things aren't too bad. Not bad at all. Okay. Let me check everybody's magic real quick. Level 1, level 5, that's good. Level 4, 3. Okay. While I'm exploring this town, I want Vaughn's Naito spell to be at level 3, and I want at least 2 characters' Vera spells to be at level 5 by the time we've done with the end of it. What I'm planning to do is I'll make one search of this town right now, and then I'll leave, resupply, regroup, Then I'll come back and finish the place. There's an obvious chest there, but I'm looking for other things. I will take this entire bird, thank you. Aha! Target chain. That makes it more likely for the... words are hard sometimes, you know? If a character equips the target chain, it makes it more likely for their attacks to connect. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah. I'll keep it in my back pocket for now, but I might want to put it on later. Yeah, I don't think you can run into encounters in these buildings. Whoops. Didn't mean to go exit entirely. I guess you can't get to that barrel. That's a shame. What do you have to say? Not much, turns out. Okay, next time we get into a fight, which is right now, coincidentally enough, I will be heavier with the magics. Oh, a Naito, huh? I don't think a Naito is going to work against a Naito, so I guess I'm not doing that. I think you get less experience that way too. If it doesn't KO an enemy or confuse it, I think it gets very little experience. I think the whole party has the Naito spell though, which is good. Yeah. I like Pyro Pummel a lot, it's very cool. Just dual uppercuts, heck yes. Actually, I'm just gonna have him do that again. Have you spirit, have you heal yourself. He doesn't need it, but his spell does need the experience. It's the furthest behind, and Gala's our best caster character anyway, so it would behoove him to get a more powerful healing spell as soon as possible. Ding! There we go. You don't say. That's unfortunate. Here's the inn. Can we sleep in the beds here? I don't think you can. At any rate, it would be very dangerous. Yeah, I don't blame you, buddy. Barrel? Not barrel. Barrel? Not barrel. Maybe downstairs. Well, there's an obvious chest, but... Let's... okay. Ooh, another power water. Oops, oh. Stop that. I'll use that later. Not right now. Dang it. I'm busy frantically pushing X at every single environmental object right now. Alright, I guess that's it for this. Oops. I guess that's it for this place. Let's move on to the next random encounter. Heck yes. You love to see it. Oh, another spike fish. Alright. Spike fishing it up. You do that. And you... Actually, reverse order. There. We'll be able to finish off the Naito next turn. Don't you worry. Oh shoot, I should have had Vaughn use Naito on the spike fish to get him some experience for that. But I already didn't do that. I don't remember what status effect ultrasound inflicts, if any. It might not. It might not inflict one at all. Let's try and conserve AP a little bit. There we go. Nice. Being able to do a 5-hit combo without needing to use Spirit is pretty good. And for that reason, well, just in general, Noah's your best attacker for most of the game, because in this game, the big damage is more about hitting your target a lot of times rather than just one big hit. It's much more important to do a bunch of smaller hits, because I'm pretty sure the damage cap is quad 9s, and I don't think any single hit or attack can reach the damage cap even at max level. So it is vastly more important to do more hits instead of stronger hits, because more is stronger. And we just found that Guardian Ring. We'll see what that does after I talk to this organist? Game, that is definitely an organ. I can see the pipes. Anyway, let's see what that Guardian Ring does. Oh, nice. Just an upper and lower defense increase instead of just one or the other. Who wants that? Probably Noah, if I had to guess. Yeah, let's remove these and replace it with the Guardian Ring. That way it frees up an accessory slot to put the target chain on. Gotta play smart in this game, or you will not last long. Alright, let's get into another fight. Let's investigate the east side. Really? Alright. They are gung-ho on having me fight a whole bunch of Naitos in this area for whatever reason. That's fine. It's like the whole party already has it, the spell, so I don't need to absorb it. But like I said earlier, I'm pretty sure using the Naito spell against a Naito is just not going to work. I could science it, but spell animations already take a long time anyway. What status does Gala have now? He's cursed. I think that makes him less likely to block attacks, and it also does something else. I forget what, though. Let's see. Luckily for us, status effects go away after battle, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's see what's in here. I was just in here. That's fine. Nothing up there. Okay. Right. Going over to the east side now. I got turned around somehow. This game is not... Okay. I'll take this ambush, sure. You... I'm going down. Hopefully. Nice. You love being able to one-round enemies. Makes battles go by faster. Battles are already kind of slow in this game. I do love this game, but combat kind of paradoxically slow-paced a little bit. Mostly due to the lavish attention to detail for the animations. I'll take that, I guess. If enemies are confused in this game, they just won't do anything, I don't think. Oh, but that's only if they're the last enemy standing. They won't do anything. I think otherwise... I think confused enemies, they have a random chance of either not doing anything or attacking their allies. You know, standard confusion protocols. Rude? Thank you, Vaughn. And your sweet asymmetrical shoulder pad fashion. We will eventually get an accessory that increases money gains, but that's not gonna happen for a hot minute. So, be ready for that eventually, but it's gonna be a while. Oh, there's another organ. Too bad you can't play it. Did I accidentally go... I accidentally went in the dungeon. Whoops. Not yet. Not yet, y'all. How did I get turned around in this place? It's not very big. I meant to go this way. Jeez. I am not on my A game apparently, but I'll take this healing flower. Okay. That's all the items we can get in the town. For more items, we will have to visit the tower, but as I said, we're doing this in 2 trips because you can do that, and I want an excuse to train up the spikefish. Not the spikefish, the Naito. And this might be for nothing. The thing I'm planning to use this Naito on, it only has a small chance of working anyway, and I'm only gonna try it like once or twice. But you never know, it might work. I've been having astoundingly good luck with this game over the course of streaming it, knock on wood. Ooh, sweet, the instant death effect procs. That's awesome. Love to see it. And of course, as it levels up, the chance of killing or confusing an enemy goes up, so it's more likely to happen. There are 3 instant death spells you can get over the course of this game. Naito is the weakest. We get one much later in the region after this one. And then the final one is part of an in-game side quest that you can do, where you can go back and revisit old areas for new stuff. Okay. I'm gonna try and kill this Kabuki rat, because I'm pretty sure that it can steal things from you, and nobody wants that. And And I'm also going to try and kill this ogre ASAP, because ogres can buff themselves, as you saw earlier. Also, they have a freaky voice clip when you knock them down, or basically when they do anything. It's fine. It's probably going to take a few more casts to get to level 3 if I had to guess. No effect. That's less than ideal. But it did go to level 3. I'm gonna try and cast it again. Wow, those things are weak, huh? That wasn't very much damage at all. 9? You gotta step your game up, dude. We've had way worse. Just ask those Vigoros that tried to kill us last time we streamed. I like these animations a lot, but I do wish you could skip them. I'll take that though. It kind of sucks that you can't, but I mean, this is a PS1 era game, and you couldn't skip anything in those days. Just were not allowed. I think that's a new art, assuming this thing survives long enough. Probably won't. Yeah, no, it did not survive. Alright, we're going to head out of Jeremi and towards the town to the north. Briefly, just to stay at the end there, because it's closer than the cave that we reached the Sebicus Islands from. We'll explore it more fully later. I say we're staying at the inn here, rather than, you know, trying to be coy about it, because you can very clearly see the windmills in the back on the world map screen. Okay. Both of these things, pretty bad. Lip Kids are upgraded forms of the Lipians. These guys are new. They're very annoying. There. That should work. Wrecked. Well, not yet. Soundly thrashed, how about? That sounds better. Oh, nice. I didn't expect that to do much of anything, but I'll take it. Wow, these things are tough, huh? I wasn't expecting it to survive 2 turns. Survive this. I better have Gala stay on it just in case. I don't remember what this thing's version of the Kiss of Death does. It might still just paralyze. 300 damage, nice. See, that's why I don't like those things. They have big, meaty hits. I hope y'all aren't tired of this animation yet. We're almost done watching it. I think in the original Japanese, the spell was called Hell's Symphony instead of Hell's Music. Kind of a tomato-tomato sort of deal. Yeah, there we go. Then we can finish off this bison next turn. Yeah, that'll work. And you need a spirit. And you need a spirit, actually. So I guess this bull gets to stick around. Never mind. Wow, that lip kid was almost tougher than the bison, which is a little weird, but, you know, whatever. I didn't design this game's best cherry. I don't usually do this. I don't usually do the visit to Jeremi in 2 trips. But, I don't know, I thought this would be more conducive to training Naito. Maybe it's not. Maybe I could be doing this in a better way. I don't know. We don't want this thing to stick around because I'm pretty sure the oak slime is more likely to split itself into 2 than the original flavor slime back in Drake Kingdom. It's certainly much sturdier than the original slimes. Okay, that's what I wanted. That's fine. Now that it's actually at level 3, I'm gonna say that's probably good. Oops. I could wander around a little bit more, I guess. Try and get it to level 4 or 5, but I don't think that's really necessary. Because, like I said, it has a small chance of working for what I'm going to use it for anyway. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But nothing ventured, nothing gained, etc., etc., etc. Okay. I'll have Gala heal Noah next fight. Unless we get to the town first, in which case I'll just heal everybody outside of battle right now to get a little bit of EXP. Just a little bit. Yeah, okay. I'll just have Gala heal everybody. Oh, he must have gotten to... He must have gotten to level 4 in that battle without me notice. The battle back in Jeremi without me noticing. That's good. I'd still prefer at least 2 characters to have it at level 5. Vidna! Just gonna make a quick stay at this inn. This town is just fine because they got windmills. There are a few items in this town. Most of them are hidden in environmental objects instead of being in chests. Like this one. Oh, I'll take that. It's one more I don't have to buy. Thank you very much. The what now? The Gate of Shadows, huh? Maybe that's something we can look into after Jeremi. I'll take this extra Door of Wind, though. How much money do I have? Not a lot, but we can see what's at the equipment shop while we're here, I guess. I'm not gonna go out of my way to grind for new equipment, because we should need it, but, you know, it doesn't hurt to check. Oh, this is the item shop, not the equipment shop. Someone just left their basket of apples on the table. Ah, this is the accessory shop. We don't have one of those, but I'm pretty sure we will find all of these accessories somewhere. This one will be very important. We'll definitely find that soon. I'll talk more about rot later. It's bad news though, trust me. Healing leaves. I forgot the stash was here. I hope that wasn't yours. The equipment shop is... here it is. Hey, that dude's wearing a seru. That's bad news, dude. Do you not know the state of the rest of the world? I mean... it's your life, I guess. Y'all are not smart. I guess our long-winded explanation bored that guy. What can we afford, if anything? Nothing. Turns out, just a lot of hot nothing. Do I have anything to sell? I can sell that. Keep these. I'm probably gonna use this in the next boss fight because it'll be useful. Okay, now what can we use? Fighter Claw or Expert Seal for Vaughn. Vaughn's kind of running behind in terms of armor, so I'll get this. There. Slightly better equipped. I'll take this magic leaf. Alright, we can finish looking around the rest of this place later. Let's go back to Jeremi. Actually, with that extra door of wind we found, we have 3 of them now. Can we just go to Jeremi? We sure can. Don't have to walk there. Heck yes. Saves us a couple fights. Okay, let's make a save. Save successful. Now, let's do this place for real. Running straight for the tower. Nice. Oh. I guess you can get into fights here, just not any of the other buildings. That's a bit of an odd distinction, but whatever. This thing first. That'll do. Rude. Well, this thing's kind of tough, huh? Oh, I don't like that. Please finish it off, Gala. By the way, I hope the stream is running okay. I'm monitoring it as I play. Thank you, and it seems to be fine. But I've noticed when I've uploaded past streams that it's kind of choppy in places, and I'm not entirely sure why. I just know that I don't like it. What I do like is Noah's forest green armor set. I believe I've mentioned this in a previous stream, but Vaughn's and Gala's armor sets are really more iterative on the same basic concept, but Noah gets wildly different palettes for her armor as the game goes on. There we go. Oh, nice. Alright, into the tower. So we can climb to the top and reach these sky gardens where the Genesis tree is. Multiple elevators. I'll take this healing leaf. Let's do this one first. I bet there's an item at the end of this path we're going on. If I were a betting person, and I'm not, but if I were, I bet there was an item. Ooh! New enemy and a new Seru. Gala has the ivory book, but Noah wants that Seru. And I want this thing dead as soon as possible. Because they're just meaner versions of the Drake Ghosts, and the Drake Ghosts were pretty mean to begin with. Ugh, do you see what I mean? Mean! Block this, you jerk. Ooh, Tempest break that swarty. It'll do less damage since Noah and the Swordy are both wind aligned. Uh-oh. Ugh, that's a meaty hit. I don't like that very much. Stop blocking Vaughn's arts, darn it. Stop being so mean. You're making me look bad in front of strangers on the internet. How dare you? Oh my god, there's just... Alright, you know what? You know what? Hyper Arts. Dang it. I will give Noah the ivory book after this fight, so that she can absorb that Swordy. God, that thing was so rude. Me talking about having good luck on past streams. I guess I guess that jerk's putting it into that, huh? There we go. Try to... Oops. Almost forgot. Try to spread the magic use around a little bit. Instead of the target chain, you can get the ivory book. And you can get the target chain. That might help against those guardians, actually. There are lots of elevators. Alright, hang on. Hang on. It's been a hot minute since I last went through this dungeon, so I don't quite remember my way through it. I might be getting ahead of myself. I don't want to finish this dungeon before we get all the stuff inside of it. Have I mentioned I really like this game's sound design? Because I do. Just food for thought, you know. I hope y'all are enjoying the stream. You don't have to talk if you don't want to. That's cool, but I would prefer to like have a conversation with my viewers, assuming I have any viewers right now, and given past stream experience, that is not a guarantee, but I would like to actually, you know, have a conversation with my viewers instead of just talking to myself for 3 hours or whatever, because if I wanted to talk to myself while playing video games, I already do that. The point of streaming is to, like, talk with other people whilst doing it, and considering we're all still in lockdown right now, this is kind of the best way I know of talking to other people while playing video games. I will, however, take this speed ring, which I believe pretty much does what it says. Yep, sure does. That would be very useful on Gala. I'm gonna give him that instead of the cure amulet. I don't think we have to worry about venom much. There is another status effect that we do have to worry about, but we will get an accessory to deal with it soon, and it's way worse than poison. Venom, excuse me. Alright, I'm gonna have you pyro pummel the spikefish, and it seems to me the way to go with this jerk is hyper arts. Just hyper arts all the way. By the way, did you notice that the Guardians have bright blue, like electric blue lipstick? I like that detail. It's very unnecessary, but I appreciate the implications that all of these ghosts are just super extra. It amuses me. What also amuses me is that Gala's level went up. I don't remember where everybody's levels were at when we ended the last stream. I guess I can see here shortly. 12. Everybody's at 12. That's pretty good. Okay, before we take that other elevator, let's go back down and take the big elevator. Out of service. Might have known. I am an expert at video games. I don't know if you could tell, but I 100% am. Actually, you need a spirit. Yeah, unfortunately Gala's speed is low enough that he's still slower than the rest of the party, but sometimes he will be faster than some enemies. Stop blocking my stuff. The whining was theatrical. I'm not that upset. I know it's just video games, y'all. No need to get on my case, trust me. I'm gonna spirit, and I'm gonna have you do that, and I'm gonna have you heal Vaughn. Wow, really? She has the ivory book and everything, right? Oh, one of these enemies drops magic leaves. Wonder which one. Later on, we will get an item that lets us quote-unquote steal from things. How stealing works is the character that equips that accessory has to land a finishing blow on an enemy, and then there's a certain % chance that they will receive a different item than their standard drop. It's kind of weird, actually. Was this? Yeah. The other way led to a... Wait, did it? Oh, I'm getting all turned around. I don't like it. I have to know. Damn it, I have to know. And unless somebody points out to me if I've already been in that upper level, I'm just gonna have to check myself. There we go. Oh, I was gonna check to see if Noah had the ivory book, but I'm positive I gave it to her. And she and the Swordy are both wind lines, so you'd think it would be easier, but guess not. Oh, whoops. I didn't actually mean to do that. I was just trying to do filler inputs, but that works, I guess. I gotta check. Yep, we've been down here. I thought I had a better sense of direction than that, but I guess I don't. Yeah, she's got the ivory book. Weird. I would have thought she'd have absorbed it by now. I guess Swordies just have a lower chance of being absorbed in general. Well, we can try our hand on another one. Nice meaty hit. I think Gala will heal himself next turn. Nice block. Love to see it. I just love that art a lot. It's good. You go ahead and spirit. You heal yourself. Yes! Finally. That will come in handy against the next boss. None of the standard Seru spells in this game are missable, but it is more preferable to absorb spells sooner rather than later. Actually, I'm gonna have her wear the Earth Jewel, since she's wind-aligned and Earth does more damage against wind. That's just a good thing to have on Noah in general. You've got the Ivory Book. Okay. Everything else is looking good. Let's just do Process of Elimination. Ha. Healing Bloom. I will take it. This also goes down. Interesting. Oh no! Another random encounter. Whatever shall the party do? Pyro Pummel is just real good against Spikefish, I guess. I just love that move. It's real good. It's a nice solid 4-hit combo. You don't have to worry about floating enemies. Ooh, I don't like that though. There we go. Naito should be good to finish off on the next turn, and Gala will get some much needed experience with his Vera spell. Like that. You can heal yourself. Actually, I probably should have had Noah do it because she usually goes first, but whatever. But hey, Vaughn leveled up though. I'll take that. He's the first person to hit 13. Why, yes. Now we can use the rapid elevator to, I'm assuming, reach the top instantly. I think you have to do that, actually. In the meantime, let's explore this section. Oh no. Oh no! Yeah, I'll have Noah heal Gala. $32 MP. So she can maybe cast that twice on a good day. The bad thing about magic in this game, well, one of the bad things, you know, besides the fact that magic is generally slow, is that it gets increasingly expensive as the game goes on, and magic healing items are, generally speaking, in short supply. Really? Okay. You know, I bet if I hadn't blocked that kick, it would be dead. See how it likes this. Turns out, does not like that very much at all. And I don't like that at all. You can stop that, mister. Okay, so I'll have Gala heal Noah outside of battle, because I'm not risking her fainting in some random fight. I only have so many phoenixes, and those things are not cheap to buy. Nice. That should be... Yep, the whole party has Vera at level 5. That's good. And I have 30 of those things, so might as well use them. Healing leaves have kind of outlived their usefulness as in-battle items, but they're good for keeping us topped up outside of combat. Rapid and convenient. Problem is, Noah's the only one who's gotten this sortie. Hey, I'll take this. These things are so rude. I don't like them at all. I don't like them at all. Let's see. Do that, do that, do that. Hopefully Vaughn's combo will finish off the Guardian. How dare you, sir? You see how valuable Spirit is, though, because normally V Windhash does upwards of 250 damage. Have you two Spirit again, and have you do that, and hopefully finish it off. And hopefully absorb it. New art. Dang it. I don't regret that fight though. It's pretty good payout. And Gala learned a new art. It's weird to me that there's nothing in this little alcove. There's something doing something with the Genesis tree. I don't know what, but I do know that I don't like it. I'm gonna make another save here. There's one or two items in this area that you can get before investigating yonder Genesis tree. I don't want to accidentally wander into that area. Aha! There's a healing fruit. The next tier of healing. Ah, it's like a healing bloom. But it goes 800 HP for everybody. Save that for dire emergencies. We may be in a dire emergency here shortly. Take this. Be very careful. Circle around. Take a forest amulet. Put this on Noah. Actually, all this is useful for her. I'll put it on Well, this is not helping you right now. I'll put that on Vaughn. And this isn't going to matter for a fight. Increase lower defense, because you need it. That's all good. I want that Sarah, though. At least Noah and Gala. Noah's got it, which is good. I'll get into a few more battles. If I don't have the sortie on the whole party by then, I'll just go ahead and proceed with events. I would like it to be on the whole party because it's a good spell. You know what I'll do? I'll weaken it with Noah. And then hopefully I'll finish it off with Gala. Because she'll do less damage to it, being wind aligned. Like that. I hope y'all aren't hearing the sound of me drinking water. Or if you are, I hope it doesn't bother you too much. It's important to stay hydrated. I've said that in the past, and it is still true, turns out. Let's back punch this nerd. How about that? Because it is close to dead. And that way Vaughn and Noah have more AP for the next encounter. Thank you. Yes! Alright. Now we just need it on Vaughn. It won't... Sortie won't do quite as much damage as with Gala as it would with Noah casting it, but since he's our best spellcaster, it's still good to have. And then I'll put his speed ring back on. Oh, Ivory Book. It should be faster, too, because Vaughn's faster than Gala, even with the speed ring. We'll eventually get sort of an upgraded form of that accessory that just guarantees the wearer to go first, no questions asked, but that's a ways off. You need a spirit. Oh, I was hoping he would block that. He did not block that, but Noah blocked that. I'll take it. There we go. That thing was not going to survive. You're welcome. Alright, I'll give it until the next time we run into a sortie, and if Vaughn does not absorb it, I will just continue on with the game, because, like I said, none of the standard spells are permanently missable, which is good. It just might be a while before we run into a level 2 sortie. I don't remember where exactly we do run into one, actually. think it's quite a while, actually. Because after this, the next time we run into a Winseru, it's a completely different Winseru, so... Anyway, let's do cross kick. Why not? You need a spirit, and you can just do it just because. Heck yes. I'll be honest, y'all. I was not entirely expecting that to work, but it did. So, all right, now we can go on, and we have a little bit of extra EXP and cash. Just a little bit. Alright, let's get outside before I mess with equipment loadouts. I've only got 2 of these. Alright, equipment loadouts. Don't need that. I guess I'll do the Scarlet Jewel. That's gonna be, let's see. Yep. Definitely yep. That'll be useful for you. Increase speed, increase successful hit rate. We're not gonna have to worry about venom or curse attacks. None of these are relevant right now. That's definitely not relevant. Okay. I think we're as ready as we'll ever be. You know what, actually, I hate being such a tease, but before we go take on whatever's at that tree, I'm gonna take a quick break. I will be right back. Alright, I have returned from my break. I hope y'all are ready for some intense fightin' action. It's trying to eat the thing. Rude. Okay, so the Vigoro fight in East Claw's Forest is considered by most players to be the first major roadblock in the game. This fight is the second. This is Berserker. Berserker is very, very mean, but we have the Naito spell, and it turns out it's vulnerable to instant death. It's a small chance, but Naito is one of only two bosses, Berserker is one of only two bosses in the entire game that's vulnerable to Naito, to instant death in general. I'm only gonna do this once. If it works, then I will make a separate save and show you the fight proper. If it doesn't work, then you'll just see the fight proper. Here we go. Not bad, not bad. I'll be honest, y'all, I'm kind of really hoping this works, because this fight kind of sucks if it doesn't. We'll see, I guess. Ow. Beans. I was kind of expecting that, to be honest. That's fine, though. This is not fine, though. This is very much not fine. Because A, it does a lot... That does a lot of damage. One of the Berserker's attacks, I don't remember which one, I guess it's not poison gas, but one of its attacks can cause a status effect called Rot. And what Rot does is it can affect each of a character's individual limbs. And if a Rot is on, say, Noah's right arm, she can't use that right arm in combos. You can have every single limb affected by Rot, and that character just can't attack at all. Not physically, anyway. It super sucks, and it's the main reason why everybody has Vera at level 5, because with Vera at level 5, we can cure Rot in addition to healing. But rather than Spirit, Noah is going to fire off a Swordy spell, because since she's Wind, and turns out the Berserker is Earth, it does a lot of damage. Ooh, she got rotted hardcore, I think. You see how much damage that did? It was pretty brutal. Yeah, she can't physically attack at all. I'm just gonna have her Spirit just to be safe, because I don't want her to just die. Of course, its physical attack is not to be taken lightly either. I guess Vaughn's just on healing duty. Okay, I'm not actually doing that. So, a cool thing you can do in this game is something called Super Arts, which is a specific combination of normal arts that you can string together if you have enough inputs, and since Noah can input 7, I'm sure you can see where this is going. Boom! Big damage. Unfortunately, super arts are not recorded on your arts list, so you kind of have to either just memorize the combinations or have an arts list handy like I do. But they're very powerful, and neither Vaughn nor Gala will be able to use them for quite a while, unfortunately. Let's have her fire off another sortie, and Gala's gonna do a healing bloom on everybody, just to be safe. You want to keep everybody's HP above half in this fight at all times if you can help it. Because once the Berserker is close to dead, it'll start using a really, really nasty attack called Stone Circle that hits everybody for really big damage. And you don't want to see that attack very often if you can help it. Oh, geez. I'm super glad I had Gala do that, actually. No, thank you, sir. I'm gonna have Gala heal himself. Everybody else is pretty good. But he's close to halfway. Oh crap, this is that attack I was talking about. Gala might actually be dead here. Yep, Gala's dead. That's bad. That's very bad. Oh crap. Oh, this is extremely bad. Okay. You do a healing bloom, and you do a phoenix. Okay, everybody's back on their feet. Since Vaughn has the Forest Amulet, he cannot be affected by Rot. That attack just does a bunch of damage. Okay, Berserker is almost dead. That's good. That's bad. Oh, crap. Crap, that's bad. I should have had Noah use an item on Vaughn. Oh, Vaughn's not dead. Haha! He's just barely not dead because he used Spirit. Oh, jeez. You see why this fight is rough, right? Stone Circle just does a lot of damage. Way too much damage, honestly. Okay. He can't quite do a super art yet, unfortunately. But he can do an awesome combo. I'm gonna have Noah healing bloom everybody. And I'm gonna have Gala Spirit. Do not underestimate items for quick healing, especially if you have Noah use them. She's got basically no MP, but... Uh-oh. Oh, I forgot he also had just poisonous gas, which can inflict venom, which is annoying, but it's not It's not rot levels of bad. I'll say that much. Come on. Crap. Oh, it must just use this attack every other turn, which seems a little bit excessive to me. And Gala might be dead here again. Yep, he's dead again. Crap. I should have seen that coming, but I didn't, because I'm smart. What I can do is this. Uh-oh. Holy crap, how is Vaughn not dead? If my theory is correct, and this rude boy does in fact do Stone Circle every other turn, then I'm going to do this. We'll see. No should be fine because she's got the earth. She's got the earth jewel. She should be fine. Is the key word here. But we'll see. I was correct, but that still hurts. I'll have Noah heal herself with the last of her MP. And I'll have Vaughn and Gala go ham. And pray to Rim that this works. Boss fights in this game do not mess around, as I'm sure you've gathered by now. That's less than ideal. That's not great at all. Noah can only use her left arm right now. Oh, come on, Gala, bring it home for us. Yes! Haha! We did it! Oh my god, that fight is nerve-wracking, y'all. You have no idea. And we got the next fire book for Vaughn out of it, which is good. Whew! Dang. Horrifying monster. Understatement. Yeah, no need to tell me twice. Believe me. He felt a gentle warmth in the palm of his hand. She felt a quiet strength in the palm of her hand. He felt pure joy in the palm of his hand. I remembered that Stone Circle was a thing and that it was nasty, but what I did not remember was that he used it every other turn. Like clockwork. That's really mean. It's really mean for a first-time player, especially, because they're not expecting it. But I guess once you realize that he does that, it uses that attack every other turn. You can plan accordingly, but the problem is all of his other attacks are also pretty nasty. Even just his normal physical combos do a lot of damage. But we're past that. That's behind us now. Everybody's Rosseri leveled up. And Jeremi is free of the mist. I wonder why that might be. Y'all have been out for quite a while. It sure was, my dude. I imagine her explanation was something along the lines of, well, we came here, and there was a lot of mist everywhere, but we climbed this huge tower, and then we saw this big green thing, and we beat the crap out of it, and then we revived the Genesis tree, and everything was cool. You know, something along those lines. This isn't what we're talking about, after all. Now the sky gardens are all pretty. Leaves all over the ground, trees blooming everywhere. Small hedge maze. Lovely aesthetics. And I think this is the West of Oz music. Not necessary at all. We're gonna get a free heal a little bit later. But I did it anyway. I'm also saving anyway, because I don't want to have to fight that thing again. No thank you. Now we get some really good music. This theme is called The Light of the Town, and it's one of my favorite tunes in the whole game. It's really good. Oh, hello, Mr. Mayor. We sure did. I don't suppose they were ecstatic enough to give us free equipment upgrades, were they? Alas, that is not the case. We have to scrounge up the money for it. Oh, I'm just realizing I forgot to use the shield elixir in that fight. That would have been really useful. Oh well. no, we have adoring fans. They're getting closer. Oh no! See you later, I guess. Time to talk to people. Zalan in the southwest part of town. We will keep that in mind for later. That is very much the case, yes. We're working on it. Chill. I mean, we're already looking for Hari, but thanks. We just did. But thanks anyway. Let's hit up the bar. Which has really sad and despondent music for some reason, even though we just saved this place. Sure don't. Oh. I guess the music is despondent because the food is bad here. Good to know. Oh geez. Buddy, that's not the way to console somebody. Oh. By the way, I like the detail that... Turn around, please. I like the detail that you can... If this lady is facing downwards, I like that you can see that she's carrying a food tray. Just barely, but it's a nice touch. That makes sense. I'm pretty sure we got something in here. I hope we did, because we can't get it now. This guy is tossed. No. Oh, sweet. Hopefully we won't have learned these already. Oh. Okay, so Vaughn already knows cross kick. And Noah already knows bird step. We learned that earlier this stream, actually. And Gala already knows sidekick. We are too good for these NPC tutors. I mean... yes. No? You just sat here playing the organ the whole time. As far as I know. Let's get out of here. This place is too sad. I understand, but like, dang. We just revived this place, y'all. On a mountain far to the north. Good to know. I'm getting to it. Stop pushing me that way, game. I'll do that later. Chill. Vaguely? Aw. That's an interesting thought. We're working on it, dude. Trust me. It's only the three of us. Briefly, but yes. Hot springs, you say? Interesting. It's a sobering thought. Aha, but here we have the general store. That's not true. Sarah run out on the world map. Teehee. Seems like the inventory here is mostly the same as in Vidna. New set of armor for Vaughn. Noah's already got these. We'll get this for Noah. Well, I didn't end up using this, so I guess I'll sell it. And this. Oh, I forgot to use that. Whoops. See if I can buy anything else. Vaughn could use those master boots. Tempting, but no. That is fair. You do technically have 10 whole years of profits to catch up on. Let's go ahead and learn Fire Blow. Who has the lowest strength? It's a toss-up between Vaughn and Noah, actually. The number in blue parentheses is that character's base stat without any equipment, and the white number on the left is the total stat with all the equipment modifiers. I guess I'll give it to Noah. I tend to give most stat up items to Noah whenever I play this game. It just seems like the thing to do. Okay. You are selling items, correct? Yeah, just normal items. Fair enough. Yep, we know. Hello, little boy. You're looking at him. Just us three, basically. Nobody else on the entire planet is willing or able, because this is an RPG we're talking about. You must be Zalan. Sure, why not? Say no more, Zalan. Consider it done. Yuma and Pepe and Zalan. Those are three random ass names, huh? Alright, we have our next little mini quest in addition to the overarching one of, you know, reviving all the Genesis trees. We were going to Vidna anyways, because there's lots more stuff to see there than what we saw briefly. Okay. Onwards to Vidna. And we will walk there to get some extra cash. Oh hey, another worm enemy. I want that lip kid done with, though. So the lip kid first. Oh, that's great. And by great, I mean kind of annoying. I'm glad that didn't poison. I'm glad that Gala is no longer paralyzed. Thank you, Noah. Good work. Oh, that's right, we learned Fire Blow. Probably could have just done that and taken this thing out. I'll use it next chance I get. Cannot wait for that money accessory. That's gonna be a hot minute. Oh, just the one fight, huh? Fair enough. You know what? Sure. Oh, really? No thanks. I mean, fair enough. No, we're not. You're not selling us anything. Alright, fine. It's only 100 G's. Gold. That's a really long and unwieldy slogan. Not very catchy. Whatever, dude. You didn't even show us around town, you just gave us a backstory dump. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Let's humor her, though. I don't remember which one of these houses had Zalan's family in it. Is that why you're not wearing any pants, old man? I sure hope so. But hey, this room is cool, and it has chests we can't get to yet because of all this hot water. Like, there's a staircase here, but no dice. No chance there, my dude. Vaughn is the silent type, if you get my meaning. And that's all we can do down here. But it's cool that this room exists, right? Alright, so it wasn't in this building. Right. Same inventory as Jeremi's for the most part, but with a couple new things, namely this red club and that fighting plate. We want all of these. Oh! Hello, Fuglin. Thank you for tuning into the stream. To answer your question, that being what am I playing this on? I'm playing this on my PS3 that is being run through a capture card so that I can actually stream it. I have a physical copy of the game. To my knowledge, Legend of Legaia hasn't been released on any digital storefronts at all. So unless you can like track down a used copy, there's not very many ways of playing it, unfortunately. But I do have a physical copy. It's not my original copy. I bought it used like, God, I don't know, almost a decade ago at this point. But I've done my best to take good care of it so that I can keep playing it, like right now. I hope that answers your question satisfactorily, and thank you for tuning into the stream again. It's nice to actually have a viewer for once. Last couple streams, I'm pretty sure I have broadcasted to literally no one, which is a little bit demoralizing. You're being weirdly pushy about these hot springs, old man. You're not a tour guide. We'll get to those later. There's more things to look at. Who's Dampus? I guess we'll be running into that person shortly. Oh, no problem, Fuglin. This is one of my favorite games. I love it to pieces, and I thought it would be a good start to my streaming career. Well, not a career. I'm doing this as a hobby. But I thought it would be a good game to start out with, because I know it pretty well, but I'm not an expert on it, which is a pretty good sweet spot, I think. Seems like this Dampus dude is building a shelter just in case the mist stops. Can we talk to this guy? I don't think we can. Oh, we can. Fair enough. Bet you weren't expecting to see jackhammers here in this game. Yes? Oh, we absolutely agree. The mist is just the worst. You know what? That's absolutely fair. The mist is a very real... the mist is a very real danger. It's dangerous, like, right outside the limits of this town. I believe since we agreed with him, he'll give us an item later that we might not be able to get otherwise. But that's Dampus. I'm sure he won't be relevant later on. Surely not. He's only a uniquely named NPC. Let's see what's in this house. Oh hey, it's a gathering of Biron monks. That's cool. That's not that easy, Noah. This one? Don't be like, we don't need to yell at him. Exactly. Technically, wearing raw Seru is not against the rules. Biron teachings don't say anything about that. And yes, we did. Did you say Hari? That's a weird spelling of the name Sasha. Oh, the message. It's capitalized. You know it's important. Also, yeah, that. We're listening. Oh good, the monks finally stopped grunting. Cool beans, thanks. Aha! So there's another reason to go to Octam, just other than because Hari told us to. I'll tell you all about him. Yep, still kicking. Still has a sweet mustache, too. No, I think we got it. Okay, there's more stuff to see in Vidna. So let's see it. If I can remember my way around this place anyway. I'm sure you've heard the beach. Sort of. If I were the developers, I would have hidden an item in this little corner. But I'm not, and they didn't. Buddy, you should really not say stuff like that. And now we have a fishing tackle set. Yes, Legend of Legaia has a fishing minigame because this is a PS1 era game, and every PS1 RPG is contractually mandated by law to have a fishing minigame. Actually, the only RPGs style like this one that I can think of that don't have fishing minigames are the PSX Final Fantasies, strangely enough. They have a whole bunch of other minigames, but no fishing, which is a little weird now that I think about it. Hang on, does any Final Fantasy game have fishing in it? I think I heard that 15 does, but I haven't played 15 yet because I don't have a PS4. I mean, hopefully I'll have one eventually, but it's not high on my list of priorities. Because things cost money, and money isn't cheap. Or something. I bet this is Zalan's house. No, it isn't. I've been here before. That's the hot spring. Where is Zalan's family's house? I don't remember. It's somewhere in this town, I know. That's the item shop. Oh boy, we're going on an adventure, chat. Trying to find Zalan's family's house. Oh, I bet it's one of these hiding behind the hot spring. Clever. You're more into the card minigames from FF9? That was Tetramaster, I think. It's been ages since I played FF9. I remember Tetramaster being kind of okay, except for it just has RNG in it for some reason, and you can just, from what I remember, it's kind of a crapshoot whether or not you just win or lose randomly. But it's been ages since I played Final Fantasy IX, so maybe I'm wrong about that. Anyway, this kid's gonna sing a song at us. So that was oddly specific, and I'm sure it wasn't foreshadowing anything at all. Oh, I better check this house for items. Aha! Here you are. Pepe's like, whoa, whoa, slow down. Gal is already used to Noah's antics. I really like the character dynamics between the party in this game. Everybody, you can tell they grow close to each other over the course of this game. Interesting. I am not going to make any jokes about that. You can make your own jokes. Oh no. Alright, so now we have Zalan's ring that we can go... Excuse me, Yuma's ring that we can go give to Zalan. And we can wear it as an accessory to increase the wearer's max MP by 10%. But it's only for the short while until we actually give it to Zalan. So we can't make much use of it, but... You know, it's nice. Alright, now that that's squared away, all that's left to do is poke around the hot spring. Oh. Yes, there are also gambling minigames because, again, it was contractually obligated by law for every PS1 era RPG to have some sort of minigame in there. Oh, sweet. I would love a free hot spring around here, but, well, A, we're still in lockdown, so that's a bad idea, and B, there's not any sort of facility near where I live at all, so, oh well, no sense dwelling on it. You don't say. Interesting. I'm just gonna take this Phoenix and go. Hot spring, it's a hot spring. You can walk around in it, but it doesn't actually do anything. But it's cool that it's here. At least you have a reason for not wearing pants. That other guy in the house was just a weirdo. It is generally not socially acceptable to not wear pants while you walk around in public, my dude. Well, that was a crapshoot. Slot machine tutorial. Here's all the various point values. No thanks. We'll mess with gambling and such later. This is just a soft introduction to that, really. Also, that's exorbitant. No thanks. Yeah, if we bothered to, we could eventually grind up for a war soul, which I forget what it does, but it's pretty good. The lures are for the fishing rod, of course, speaking of which. Ah, we've already got several of those, so I didn't need to buy that, but it's not like it's not like it costed gold, only coins. We can fish here in this region. I don't remember where exactly. Let's see if I can spot it on the map. I think it's this spot at the end of the path to the southeast here. We can check it out on our way back to Jeremi. I don't see why not. And if I'm correct, we can do some fishing for a while. Why not? Let's see. That ought to do it. Rude. Huh. So, that's less than ideal. But we'll get more money out of this fight. So that's something. And I'm pretty sure each successive slime clone is weaker and is easier to kill. So let's see what Fire Blow looks like. So it's pretty rad. Hits 3 times instead of twice. It's more expensive, but it deals, in terms of AP, but it deals way more damage. I'm a fan. Big fan, actually. Let's see here. That ought to do it. Actually, that was probably overkill, but whatever. I was feeling the spirit move me to overkill that slime monster, because why not? It's my stream, I'll do what I want. Within reason. Within reason. I'm not gonna do anything too crazy. I'm not that much of a rebel. I was correct. I absolutely want to fish Mysterious Sign. As I recall, the fishing in this game is a little janky. Let me read up how to play. Let's just do a light lure since we have 4 of them. Ah. If we grind up 200 points, we can get a spikefish flute. I think a Lipian flute is another instant death attack, but it's like a very, very low chance. Like, it's even lower than the Naito spell, which is already the weakest form of instant death. Those sound nice, but I don't want to sit here and fish for ages. Actually, I'm going to do a normal lure, because the lighter the lure, the lower point values of fish you catch. Let's just go straight out. Ah, here we go. If that tension bar goes all the way up before we reel the fish in, our line will break, and that's no good. Extra small, huh? If we catch a fish and you see some rainbows appear while it's being tossed into the air, that's an indicator of how big it is. We didn't get any rainbows, so it was an extra small fish. I think the most rainbows you can have is up to 5 for like a very large fish. I saw the shadow of... Oh, here we go. You don't want to mash the button. It's more like you have to alternate between holding it down and depressing it. There we go. Aha, see, we got 2 rainbows. Unfortunately, a medium fly pie is worth less points than the very small whatever it is we caught. I like that it plays the battle music while we're fishing. That's just amusing to me. Hey, it's another one of these, and it's bigger. High charger, that's what these things are. 200. I'm only gonna grind up enough points for a spikefish flute. Don't worry, y'all. I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna sit here all day. I might do some fishing off screen, but I won't subject you to too much of it while I stream, if I can help it. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully with enough luck, we can get there with 1 or 2 more catches. Speaking of, you can reel in fish with both the X and the square buttons. I'm not sure if there's a mechanical difference between the two, or if it's better to like alternate between the buttons or what. There are more than 2 types of fish in this game. These are just very common here. But there's only 2 fishing spots, and the other one is in a different region that's not here, or the Crystal, or the Drake Kingdom. But that's much later. Here we go. That should be the last fish. Ah, there we go. Oh, come on, really? That's rude of you, game. I seem to have slightly more viewers than I had the past couple streams. I hope you're excited by this hot fishing action, which I'm almost done with. Don't worry, I'm just grinding up enough points for a spikefish flute, which I'm not even going to use immediately. I'm saving it for later, because as I explained earlier, back when we were raiding Jeremi of the Mist. All right, fine. The spikefish flute can be used to instantly run from any non-boss encounter, and it can be used in 2 specific fights for some fun glitches. I'm just getting it now so I don't forget about it later. If I can get any other fish. Come on. Don't make me look like a fool here. I've already done that several times this stream myself. There's a certain method to reeling in your line that'll get that little good message to pop up. I don't know how to do that consistently, other than to just tug my fishing pole back and forth and hope for the best. Ah, here we go. Was not expecting that. Oh, I think the square button reels in the fish faster, but it causes the tension gauge to go up higher. I think that's the difference. Okay, that took a little bit longer than I wanted. Give me the spikefish flute. Thank you. Alright, we're done fishing. I might do more fishing off screen, but I'm not going to do any more of this. Certainly not any more than on this particular stream, on this night, at this time of day, localized entirely to this area. Why am I even making that reference? I don't like The Simpsons. No offense to anybody watching that does, but like, I've never really watched an episode, and there's like a billion seasons, and my understanding is that most of them are bad for whatever reason. But I am not an expert, so take all that with a big old grain of salt. I don't really watch a whole lot of TV, to be honest. Like, we have cable, and my roommate watches TV on cable sometimes, but I don't. I mostly watch things on Netflix or not at all. And I've only got Netflix because I don't really see the need to have more than one streaming service at a time. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Or anywhere. Right now, this bison is in front of us. And he is looking to ruin our day. Well, I seem to have lost those 2 viewers that tuned in briefly. I don't know if they were offended by my Simpsons comments or they were watching on a delay and got bored with me fishing, but they're gone and they probably won't be coming back. That's fine. I really wish I knew of a consistent way to attract literally any viewers at all, because I'm not just doing this to talk to myself playing video games. I could do that whenever I want. The point here is to have conversations with people while I'm playing. If anybody knows of a good way to actually have viewers without turning myself into a brand, I'm all ears. Also, new ostrich. I am endlessly tickled that this game has just straight up ostriches as part of its roster of standard enemies. That is endlessly amusing to me. I'm a big fan. Sweet flip kick, bruh. Very imposing. Let's do this. Yeah, that. Nice. One turn. These ogres are made of sterner stuff than the literal ostriches. I will never not enjoy that. You can take that to the bank. I don't know what bank you would take it to, but you can absolutely take it to one. First national bank of JRPGs? I don't know. Anyway, Zalan's house is this way. Hey, bud. Yeah, about that. We'll do our best, my guy. Oh? Well, thanks. Our friend Zalan the jeweler here is actually tied to one of the endgame side quests, but that's not for a long ways off. What does this do? Oh, nice. It's similar to the metal ring, and I'm pretty sure those stack. Well, we don't have to worry about rot, so why don't we... Not right now, anyway. So why don't we give that to Vaughn for now? Alright, let's hit up the inn, which is not this way, but this way. Oh my goodness. I know where I'm going sometimes. I never claim to know all the time. Yes, please. Thank you. I really hope my microphone is not picking up the game audio. I've got it set to cardioid, so it should just be picking up the stuff in front of it, but I see it acting up vaguely in time to the game music. I hope the echo is not too bad. I just moved my streaming setup backwards slightly to hopefully lessen that problem. Alright, let's head on to Octam. See what we can see there. Should be that place right there. In the meantime, more monsters. Oh, that's not cool. That's not cool at all, game. How dare you? Okay, that's fine. Everything is fine and dandy here in Legaia land. Nothing can go wrong because we're fighting monsters. Yes, we are. That should do us. Get wrecked, nerd. That's what you like to see. One dead enemy. Two dead enemies. I know how to count, sometimes. Honest. Yeah, we've got to head across that bridge. And it looks like we got to circle all the way around to get to Octam. Fair enough. Oh, this might be bad. Never mind. We're good. Not quite. Fair enough. Rude. Don't need much. How dare you? Haha. Nice. But Gala is going to need to spear it pretty much immediately at the start of the next fight. Which is fine. More random encounters. Oh, that's... this is not ideal. So normally, you can't ever have more than 3 enemies in one encounter at a time. This oak slime dividing itself is one of the only exceptions to that rule. I think it's that one. Want to get rid of one of them, assuming I can in one fire blow. I might be making an erroneous assumption. We shall see. Oh, no, we're good. He's gonna have to spear it next turn, though. No thanks, don't like it. Thank you, Noah. Takes care of that. Real nice. Alright, so that one needs one more round taken care of, but I'm pretty sure it's almost dead at this point. Plus side of this battle taking longer than normal is that we should... Wait, really? Nice. Vaughn can do Super Earth now. I'm not going to in this fight. But you can. That should be fine. Yeah, we're good. Excellent. Nice. Takes care of that fight. And Noah's level 1 up. And we got a pretty decent chunk of chains out of that battle, which you like to see. New equipment for our party does tend to be pretty expensive, but on the plus side, the game tends to stagger out new sets of equipment, so you're not buying new upgrades for every character at the same time when you get to a new shop, which is good. Saves a little bit of time. Just a little, though. Ow. Okay, that's enough of that, please. I think I'm gonna have Noah heal Vaughn in the next turn. You can do that. This Killer Bison is gonna have its day ruined. Utterly ruined. Poor thing did not see any of that coming. Vaughn is back in fighting shape, and this thing will surely die. At the cost of most of Gala's AP. But that's what Spirit's for. Here we are in Octam, scenic Octam, where stuff happens, or does it? Well, that's unfortunate. we're here, we might as well see if we can find anything. Might find a couple useful items, you never know. Oh, it's so petty, I love it. That is odd. He is right. Normally we'd see some people possessed by Seru, but doesn't seem to be anybody here at all. Which is a little odd. Hari did tell us to come to Octam, but there doesn't seem to be anybody here. I wonder what's going on. Seems like this was a train station of some sort? Doesn't seem operational right now, though. What else can we find here? Official Guide to Sightseeing in Sebacus Islands. Northeast to the Gate of Shadows. So this is weird. A bit of a mistranslation, I think. I think the Gate of Shadows was supposed to be named after this god named Tone, but evidently that didn't happen for whatever reason. Translation gaffe, I guess. Let's hear about these flying trains. Oh, so that's what those pillars along the islands are for. They're not necessarily pillars per se. They're quote-unquote tracks for these flying trains. Which are, of course, not operational now that the mist is a thing. 1,000 years old, jeez. Prehistoric ruins underneath Octam, and somebody tore the pages out. That's suspicious. The Rim Shrine contains a stone identical to the one in the Gate of Shadows. That's odd. Oops, didn't mean to do that. And I can't cancel out of this menu. I'll just smash through it then. Nope. Okay, so we learned some things, and we can't get to that wardrobe behind the desk for some reason. We'll just have to leave it unsearched. Fancy fountains. Oh no, more random encounters! I don't like the sounds of that. Let's see. That should be good. That is less than good. Thank you, Noah. Unfortunately, the killer bees are really fast. How dare you? Wow, these things are tough. You can heal yourself, assuming this fight lasts that long. And it doesn't. I think a round of healing would not be amiss. There we go. See if we can find anything inside here. It's a weird flower. Huh. That was vague. Oh no, more random fights. Whatever shall we do? Oh, sweet, new Seru. I forgot these things showed up here. That's our next healing spell. We really want it. Also, these things are just really cool design-wise, and their animations. It's pretty sweet. That, less sweet. Well, I dodged 2 of the hits, but went down anyway. Holy crap, first try. Awesome. I am so pleased with that that I will use it next fight, just so we can see what it looks like. Didn't even need an ivory book or anything. But, speaking of, just to be on the safe side, I think we can go without this for now. I'll put it on... Actually, I'll put it on Gala. attack all of these? He's the slowest one in the party anyways. I'll replace the speed chain for now. What's in this house? Something, hopefully. Hey, a speed elixir. We can sell that. Oh, you can get into fights in houses here. Alrighty. And another orb. Excellent. We'll weaken it, and then hopefully finish it off. And Noah can spear it up because she needs the AP. I mean, Gala does too, but... And Vaughn's definitely gonna... Just barely survived. The orb has a special attack it can use. I forget the name of it. It hurts a lot. Heck yes. Excellent. As you can see, Holy Orb heals everybody for the price of 3 Veras. And it's more powerful. I'll just pop it once so we can see what it looks like. I really like that sound effect. It's pretty good. Alright, fair enough. I figured it wasn't gonna need more than one more art. And then do the rest of filler inputs so as to not waste the AP. I almost said MP. It's a different resource, Albatos. Okay, nothing else in this house. Ah, since Gallagher had successfully absorbed it, let's give the ivory book to Noah. Y'all saw that staircase, right? Of course we're gonna investigate. What is that? Curry devils. Those things are very strange. They have this attack, which hurts a lot, and their arms are way too long. And they're just, look at them, they're just weird. I love this game's bestiary so much. They're just weird. Also, why are they called curry devils? That doesn't make any sense. I'm glad killer bees are relatively weak. God, they're so weird. Haven't used Iron Head in a while. Let's do that. Assuming it survives. And it might. It does. They seem to be slow at least. I'm not even upset. These things are just funny to me. Yeah, I was right. I was second guessing myself for a minute there. There we go. Those things are so bizarre. Noah seems pretty happy about it though. Alright, let's see what's down these. Oh, it was a bar. Complete with big old barrels of booze. Making sure there's nothing sequestered away in a random corner. There might be. Don't know yet. Alright, well, these curry devils are a bigger issue than the mantises. Mantisae? Pretty sure it's mantises. Rock on, Noah. Ooh. These things are tough. One more. Nice, nice. Good blocking. Really? Okay. I'm assuming and hoping this will do it. How cool would it have been if Noah had just turned around and blocked all of it? That would have been pretty rad. No big deal. Indeed. Been streaming for about 3 hours. I think I was planning on doing more, but it took me longer to clear out Jeremi than I thought it was going to, so I think once we're done exploring Octam, we will head back to Vidna, see what we can buy at the equipment shop, if any, and then call it a stream there. Seems like a good metric. More mad mantises. Let's see if Fire Blow can take it out in one shot. It might. Okay. Gala will heal next turn. Or somebody will anyway. Somebody definitely needs to. Alright, one turn. I'll take it. You Spirit, and Yeah. You orb. We'll be fine. They said nervously. Bing. See, the spell is only at level 1, and it almost fully healed the entire party. Orb is pretty good, y'all. Of course, that means it's kind of harder to train, given how conservative I usually am about healing spells. But there's only 3 standard healing spells in the game. There's a 4th special one we can get towards the end, and we won't get a new one for quite a while after this. Let's see what's in here. New music is in here. Ah, this was playing when we first entered the area. This track is called The Calling of the Relics. I like it a lot. I like how it just stays on one chord the whole time. Couldn't tell you what chord that is offhand. But it's a good, okay. Well, I gotta see if there's anything around here. There is not. But I'll tell you what is in here. Fighting. Ah. Another orb. Hopefully Noah can absorb it. Actually, Thunder Punch didn't seem to be doing too much against the Mad Mantis, which is unfortunato. That was less effective than I was hoping it would be. Screw it. Excellent. It feels to me like the various healing spells are easier to absorb in general, even not accounting for the Ivory Book. I might just be imagining things, but it seems that way. And it does make a certain amount of sense. I assume you would want your players to have the new spells to keep up with increasing damage and such. But I don't know. I'm just guessing. Just one person doing their best in this crazy world of ours. Let's put that on. I don't like getting ambushed. It's not a good time. Not a good look. What are these things? North Gate, the key is Earth. East Gate, the key is Wind. South Gate, the key is Water. West Gate, the key is Fire. Call it a hunch, but something tells me this is important. Not as important as this next random encounter, clearly, but still important. Hey! I'll take this. Let's go. Maybe I should give Zalan's crown to Noah so she can get AP a little bit faster. She does use a lot of it. You're dead. Might try that. Let's see how it shakes out. Oh, good night, Fuglin. Hope you have a good night too. Thanks for tuning into the stream, I really appreciate it. Really glad somebody stopped by at least. Keeps me from talking to just myself for 3 hours. Riggedy wrecked. Vaughn was not impressed. What have we here? Of course we'll read it. Interesting. Well, we can't read it out of order. Kind of annoying it's arranged like this, because we're almost certainly going to get into another fight before we're finished, but... oh well. Dang it, I knew that was gonna happen. But we're almost done reading the prophecy. Just one more. Let's see. care of that. Ooh, sweet, Gala leveled up. I'll take that, yes I will, yes I will. Yeah, I don't know what song that was. It's a hot new single, just for y'all. Now, where was I? Hello. Yeah, we can see that, Noah. Thanks for pointing that out. Hello. So, interesting note about this. Actually, let's wait a little bit for this person to introduce themselves. Cara. Interesting note about the music that's playing here. I'm pretty sure it's just called Cara's theme, or just Cara. Evidently, this is the only song on the soundtrack not written by Yoko Shimomura. I've had her on the brain because I started playing Parasite Eve yesterday. This tune is the only track not written by Michiru Oshima on the soundtrack. It was written by another composer whose name I don't remember, and it actually appears on the soundtrack of a different game entirely. It's a PS1 game called Alundra. I've never played it myself, but I'm given to understand that it plays sort of similarly to a Legend of Zelda game, which sounds like a good time. I like that style of game. I've heard that Alundra's a good game, I've just never played it. But yeah, for whatever reason, Cara shares a theme song with a piece of music from that game. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe Contrail or Procyon worked on Alundra? I don't actually know. But I'm gonna go back to not talking over this cutscene now. She's just that good, I guess. Okay, so we learned a lot of things in that cutscene. The people of Octam fled underground through this elevator that is not working currently. This Cara person pawned the Star Pearl off to Zalan, so we gotta go back to Jeremi. And it looks like, based on everything that we've learned here, that the Gate of Shadows is going to be our ticket to Octam. Well, not this Octam. The underground Octam. In the meantime, we got more enemies to fight. Looks like I'm gonna have Gala heal everybody next turn again. I'll be honest, I thought for sure that combo was going to take it out in one turn. I mean, I guess I'm glad it didn't, so this healing spell can go off, but still, very rude. Okay, I'm just gonna check the opposite corner of this room, and then we can get the heck out of here. Okay, nothing. Time to leave. I could use a Door of Light, yes, but then we would miss out on some money. And we need all the money we can get, as I have said time and again. We need all the AP we can get, apparently. I do like the animation of that attack. Just this weird monster being able to shoot laser beams, no particular reason. not as powerful as it could have been since Noah was suffering from venom, which I repeatedly call poison, despite that not being its name in this game. But it doesn't matter because the thing was almost dead anyway. Ooh, I just popped my back. You did not need to know that, but I told you all anyway. And now the internet will know for all the rest of time that I had to pop my back in the middle of a stream. I don't think I looked over this way. I did not look over this way. I completely forgot to. So we'll do that real quick. Turns out this was the general store at one point, but now is not any longer. Ow, really? I'm trying to wind down the stream here, random encounters. Y'all need to chill. Rudeness. I probably should not be using Fire Blow to take out those killer bees every single time, but it's just so useful. One of these days Gala will have decent agility, but not today, that's for sure. Mark my words. One day this will be true. In the meantime, he can keep thunder punching people. That's fine. Thunder punching is good and acceptable. I know there aren't very many items here, but I could have sworn there was more than just the one. What do we find, like a magic leaf or a healing bloom or something? Something minor like that. And of course we get into a fight in the house. Just my luck. I'm gonna take out this curry devil ASAP. I'm not worried about its crossbeam so much as its physical attacks, which hurt rather a lot. I'd rather not have to deal with that if I don't have to. Also, I just love double uppercutting dudes. I can't help it. It's so good. The good thing about Curry Devils is that they seem to drop quite a bit more money than most other enemies. I'm a big fan of that. You know, speaking of which, I don't think I've actually checked how much cash we have in a while. 67k. Not bad. Who wants the speed? I mean, really Gala does, but Yeah, we'll give it to Gala. Alright, I'm about tired of this place. I don't know about the rest of you. Can you do... Not yet. Whoops. Nice block, Noah. Love to see it. Looks like Gala gets to heal at the start of the next fight again. That's fine. That poor Mantis did not know what hit him. I mean, Vaughn hit him a lot. That's what hit him. I don't know how he doesn't know that. I guess that's it. If it turns out I did miss something, I can always come back for it later off screen. I might do that. Just to spare y'all some of the tedium. Alrighty. You, Spirit. And you heal everybody. Oh no! That's the attack I was worried about. It hurts! Luckily, Gala is here to save the day. Ooh, nice. I'm getting kind of hungry. I think I'm gonna eat the rest of my pasta after this stream. Been kind of a pasta-heavy diet for me lately. Not that I'm complaining, pasta is wonderful. The orb is such a delightfully weird enemy. I really do like it a lot. I keep saying that about a lot of things about this game. I love this game. I can't help it. That's why I'm streaming it, because I love it. I think it's good, despite its foibles. And there are foibles. Believe you me. I've played this game more than a lot of people, I would wager, and I know better than a lot of folks. This game definitely has foibles. In the meantime, we're gonna hoof it back to Vidna and call it a stream. Probably a couple more fights left before we get there, but that's fine. really thought that would have killed the slime in one round, but I guess not. There we go, that's the ticket. It is getting... Nice. It is getting increasingly distracted. Whoops, increasingly difficult not to be distracted by my ever-present hunger, not gonna lie. But I will persevere for the sake of reaching a good cutoff point for this stream. Let it not be said that I'm not dedicated to playing video games on the internet. If there's one thing I've learned how to do in my life, it's that's for sure. That's less than ideal. Since we're reaching the end of the stream, nice, or we will here in a few minutes, I guess I can say that I'm planning to also start streaming on Sundays in addition to Fridays like tonight. Just cause, I don't know, I feel like twice a week is slightly better than once a week. It'll give me a little bit more to do, something to do on Sunday nights, and maybe more chances to grow my audience as well. I won't be playing this game on Sunday. I don't know what I'll be playing yet, but my plan is to have one longer game on Fridays and then a bunch of smaller games on Sundays. That sounds like a pretty good plan to me. If it turns out it's not a good plan, well then I guess I can always do something else, but I think that's a good call. So I'll figure out something I can play by this Sunday. It'll be at the same time though, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I didn't want to talk over Vaughn's battle cries. I'll be streaming at the same time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Just something else that's not this game, because I do want to take my time with this game. Even though I'm playing it in like 3 or 4 hour chunks, I'll take that level. But it should be fun. I've got a few games in mind. I did some preliminary testing a couple days ago, and I should be able to stream games on my computer, so I don't just have to play things on my PS3. I just have to find a game that isn't automatically full screen so that I can monitor the stream. But in the meantime, let's find the general store, sorry, the equipment shop, and see what we can buy, if anything. Let's see, the cheapest thing that we haven't gotten yet is this red club for Gala. And we need the warrior armor for Vaughn. And we still need the fighting plate for Gala. So let's see what we can sell. Huh. These sell for pretty decent, actually. Sell the speed elixir, and this survival club, and these old clothes. Even if I sold all of these, it wouldn't be enough. How much is it? 46? I've got a plan. I've got a plan to afford those. mostly suited up though. We just need that armor for Gala, which is nice. In the meantime, I'm going to make a save, and I'm realizing as I'm saying it that it's been a bit since the last time I saved, which is not good. But that's why I'm doing it now. Okay, I'm going to call the stream here. Thank you all for watching. I say that, but hardly anyone did, but somebody actually turned up. I had a conversation with a real human being, which was nice. As always, I will upload this stream archive to my YouTube channel. Streamlabs doesn't let me, like, paste links directly for some reason. I'm trying to right now, and it's just not happening. Otherwise I would. But anyways, as always, you can find this. I will upload this stream on my YouTube channel, Albatross's Video Game Jukebox. If you search for that, you'll find it. I have 4 whole subscribers. That's how you know how to find me. All of my past Twitch archives will be there, which is not much right now, but I will, in the meantime, I will see everybody this Sunday, 7 p.m. CST.